Major League Baseball's draft finally arrives July 13th from Cobb County's Roxy Theater, and while it may not light up the Georgia skies like the Home Run Derby All-Star Game to follow the next two nights, there's no shortage of intrigue. This much we know. 8 specific players are almost certain to go in the top 10 picks. Yet in what order and to which teams remains a game of dominoes that will have to wait until the clock starts. And 10 shortstops, from MLB legacies to high school stars to college All-Americas, will consume at least half of the top 20 picks. And while the game's premier position tends to be a draft premium, this class boasts dudes who will almost assuredly stick on that position and play at a very high level. With that, USA Today Sports fires some darts one last time with a final mock draft before the pickin' party commences Sunday. 1. Washington Nationals. Ethan Holiday, SS, Stillwater, Oakla, HS. This selection took on an entirely different level of intrigue when the Nationals blew out GM Mike Rizzo and manager Dave Martinez just more than a week before the draft. They wisely left the remaining infrastructure intact, which should make their draft process flow smoothly, even as interim GM Mike DiBartolo is now the ranking voice in the room. We're sticking to our guns here, even as many as 4 guys might lay claim to this spot. Ultimately, the Nationals side with a potential building block rather than a ready-made ace with little present value as the franchise faces a total facelift. 2. Los Angeles Angels. Cade Anderson, LHP, LSU. What a finishing kick for Anderson, who pitched a 3-hit shutout against Coastal Carolina in the championship round of the College World Series, which followed a 3-hit, 7-inning effort to beat Arkansas. Good luck splitting hairs between Anderson, Jamie Arnold, and Liam Doyle, but we'll side with Anderson's K-rate, NCAA best 180 in 10 innings, and devastating pitch mix, think Max Fried, only firmer, with a rapid promotion in the offing in Anaheim. 3. Seattle Mariners. Iva Arquette, SS, Oregon State. Perhaps the most impactful pick in the top 5, as plucking one of the top college arms or prep right-hander Seth Hernandez here would be a moderate disruption and likely introduce some exotic names into the overall top 10. But let's stay consistent with this one, as the Mariners opt for the physical presence and lineup punch that Arquette would bring up the middle. 4. Colorado Rockies. Eli Willits, SS, Fort Cobb, Broxton, Oakla, HS. What do you get the franchise that needs everything? They drafted Chase Dollander and got him to Coors Field quickly, and doing the same with deluxe lefty and fellow Tennessee product Liam Doyle would be highly tempting. Yet Willits, still just 17, represents the high-end building block the franchise lacks. 5. St. Louis Cardinals. Liam Doyle, LHP, Tennessee. In this scenario, the Cardinals have their choice of remaining elite college lefties and opt for Doyle's greater swing and miss upside over Florida State's Jamie Arnold, though they may prove us wrong come draft night. 6. Pittsburgh Pirates. Seth Hernandez, RHP, Corona, California, HS. Hernandez represents the draft's other great wild card and a test case for how high clubs would be willing to draft a prep right-hander. We'll stop just shy of calling Hernandez's repertoire generational, but his high 90s fastball and pro-caliber changeup give him a significant springboard to move quicker than your average high school arm. 7. Miami Marlins. Billy Carlson, SS, Corona, California, HS. Make it back-to-back Panthers here, with Carlson the last of the elite prep shortstops off the board. Imagine a larger version of Mason Wynn, with a similar hose at shortstop and, at 6'1", potentially greater offensive upside. 8. Toronto Blue Jays. Jamie Arnold, LHP, Florida State. A real coup here for Toronto, getting a mature college arm with a big league-ready fastball slider mix. Paired with last year's number 1, Trey Yesevich, the Blue Jays have the potential to quickly backfill a rotation that could lose Chris Bassett and Kevin Gossman to free agency in consecutive years. 9. Cincinnati Reds. Kyson Witherspoon, RHP, Oklahoma. The Reds may stray out of their comfort zone and go bat here, but Witherspoon could unlock an even higher level developing in their pitching program, as he'll bring a high 90s fastball and low 90s slider into pro ball. 10. Chicago White Sox. Ike Irish, catcher, outfield, Auburn. The White Sox quandary. Take the best of the next tier of prep shortstops, or whichever advanced high-end college prospect almost mathematically certain to fall to them. In this case, it's Irish, who popped 18 home runs with a .469 OBP for Auburn and will likely have a permanent home in the outfield. 11. Athletics. Tyler Bremner, RHP, UC Santa Barbara. A nice value for the Athletics, getting a consensus top 5 guy before Bremner got off to a slow start for UCBSB. But he finished strong and could reach the majors quick enough to try out that much-maligned mound in the A's temporary Yolo County digs. 12. Texas Rangers, JoJo Parker, SS, Purvis, Mississippi, HS. The math makes it highly likely Texas lands a prep shortstop and Parker is still around, high enough to keep him away from a Mississippi State commitment. That's 2 years in a row a Mississippi prep shortstop goes in the top dozen picks, joining Connor Griffin, number 9, Pittsburgh. 13. San Francisco Giants, Daniel Pierce, SS, Mill Creek, Georgia, HS. Let the run continue. Pierce is already 19, which may make some clubs shy away, but still has significant offensive upside and fits in what will be the first pick under the Buster Posey regime. 14. Tampa Bay Rays, Steele Hall, SS, Hewitt Trussville, Alabama, HS. We'll stick with Hall here, possessing the power upside and versatility the Rays value as the prep shortstop pool thins a bit. 15. Boston Red Sox, Gavin Killen, infield, Tennessee, HS. A Red Sox draftee out of high school, Killen will do much better than the 13th round this time, with a strong offensive profile that saw him strike out just 27 times in 245 plate appearances, most of those against SEC pitching. 16. Minnesota Twins, Marek Houston, SS, Wake Forest, HS. The question is whether Houston's very sturdy defense and developing but incomplete offensive profile slots him higher than the prep stars slated to go before him. It's hard to see him dropping any further than the Twins. 17. Chicago Cubs, Weha Aloy, SS, Arkansas. Will stubbornly keep Aloy ticketed to the Cubs, even as a strong postseason that ended in Omaha further buttressed his profile. He might have smoother actions around the bag than Arquette, even if his offensive punch grades out a notch below the fellow Hawaiian collegiate star. 18. Arizona Diamondbacks, Kaysen Cunningham, SS, Johnson, Texas, HS. His offensive profile fits the Diamondbacks' ethos very nicely. Contact-based and at 5'10", 180, a compact frame that has the potential to grow into decent power. 19. Baltimore Orioles, OF, Ethan Conrad, Wake Forest, HS. The Orioles control 3 of the next 13 picks and can get creative with their bonus pool certainly. We stick with Conrad and the classic O's college hitter profile here. 20. Milwaukee Brewers, Andrew Fisher, infield, Tennessee, HS. Bats first, figure out the position later. Fisher slammed 25 homers with a 1.205 OPS in an exuberant platform season, and is versatile enough defensively to move around some if the power doesn't support a first base profile. 21. Houston Astros, Jace Laviolette, OF, Texas A&M, HS. He's going to be a great value somewhere probably, as Laviolette faded from top 3 talk after a season slowed by contact issues, slumps, and health. Wouldn't be surprised if someone jumped on him sooner thanks to his elite raw power. 22. Atlanta Braves, Cruz Schoolcraft, LHP, Sunset, Oregon, HS. Quite a talent to land here, as the 6'8" prep lefty with a fastball that reached 97 gives them a daunting 1-2 punch with Cam Kemenidi, currently thriving in low A 1 year after going 24 overall. 23. Kansas City Royals, Gavin Feen, infield, Great Oak, California, HS. The prep version of Laviolette in that someone may jump on him sooner based on equity already banked as opposed to an uneven platform year. 24. Detroit Tigers, Xavier Nayans, infield, Mount Vernon, Washington, HS. Big frame and potential big power in a nimble and athletic 6'4" package. In terms of offense, one of the top prep lefty bats available. 25. San Diego Padres, Sean Gamble, infield, outfield, IMG, Florida, HS. Versatile and projectable, Gamble at 6'1", 190, leveled up from Iowa to IMG and is a potential impact player in the middle of the diamond. 26. Philadelphia Phillies, Slater DeBrew, outfield, Summit, Oregon, HS. The run of late-round high school players takes a few Philly targets off the board, but they can still fulfill their preference with DeBrew, a potential center fielder of the future whose speed will likely always trump his power. 27. Cleveland Guardians, Caden Bowden, C, Coastal Carolina, HS. The Guardians opt for Contact King, as Bowden finished the season with an absurd 24 strikeouts in 313 plate appearances while turning out a .915 OPS. As the Chanclicers reeled off 26 consecutive wins to reach the College World Series Finals, Bowden's stock rose along with it. 28. Kansas City Royals,